All right, we are good. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. This is Twist Gaming, where you get to play board games with us. We are coming to you live from PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, day 2 of the con, bringing you all the cool board game coverage. But as per usual, who am I? I'm Matt. Special guest host right now. We got Julie from Greenbrier Games.
Hey.
Hi, Julie.
Hi.
And also we got Charles from Monty Cook Games. How you doing today, Charles?
I'm doing well.
So first off, how's con treating you so far?
I'm very good con. Like we were just saying a few minutes ago off camera, nobody knew what to expect, but the crowds are good and people are here to get
Crowds are good.
As the sea of people walks by.
Yeah.
Crowds are good. All right, so we have some really cute stuff in front of us right now, and I'll switch over to the board cam in just a second, but what have you brought to show us today, Charles?
Okay, so Monty Cook Games, we're probably best known to gamers for Numenera, right? But we also make a very popular family role-playing game called No Thank You Evil, which is an RPG that plays with kids all the way down to 4 or 5 years of age, all the way up to their tweens. And the thing that makes it interesting is it has different levels of complexity of play for the characters.
Your mic is off, I think.
Well, it tells me I'm on. Oh, maybe it's not.
Oh, it was loose.
Oh,
There we go.
no.
Okay.
All right, so you want to do your
Yep, so it's
Explanate-
a
there we
family
go.
role-playing game. I'll just do it quickly. Family role-playing game with different levels of complexity for the characters, so that a 4 or 5-year-old can play a much simpler character, and a 9 or a 10 or 11-year-old can play a more complex character. And they all get what they need, but they can play at the same gaming table together.
And
Fun, whimsical game.
because nobody got to hear it before, I was saying how I actually have 3 different games going with 3 different sets of like my brother's kids, my sister's kids, and my best friend's kids. And the biggest age range that I've personally done is my nephew, who's 5, and the next door neighbor who now comes over to play, who's 14, who could run it herself but just likes it when I come over and do it.
Awesome. So the characters, you can make your own character as in an RPG and as in any RPG, and you can use the character sheet and fill in the information as you would with any other RPG. But you can also play with just a card. So I see you've chosen to play a robot.
So I could show this off
On one side.
in the hand cam here. So we got the robot.
Yep.
So what do these values here mean?
So this is going to give you your pools at the top, and we'll put some markers in there. So you've got a tough of 3. So let's give you 3 tokens to put in your tough pool. And you've got
So
a fast of
3
2.
tough.
Okay.
And there's your fast. And you've got
Tough.
a smart of 3.
Fast. So the arm is green. We got a little green screen going. It's not a transparent arm that we got.
Oh, right. So interestingly, the colors, you've got the green there
Yeah.
as well. No Thank You Evil is actually designed to eliminate any obstacle that would stop a kid, particularly a younger kid, from enjoying a game. So kids that are reluctant writers or even readers can still play this game. They don't have to do any math if they don't want to, and we can manage everything by tokens. And the tokens are, for example, everything is colorblind friendly. So all the things where adults might have coping mechanisms if they have any issue playing a game, but a kid might not have those coping mechanisms. We've
Right.
tried to address that through the game.
So it's very approachable, the game.
Very, very approachable.
And then my favorite is actually the last token, which is the awesome.
The awesome token, yes. And your awesome is what? What's your awesome there? 3? 2. 2.
Oh, sorry. It is a 2 for my
2.
awesome.
Yeah.
I
And the
mean,
great thing about
my
so
character's awesome.
what these tokens do, that's smart.
No, awesome points are awesome because
Yeah. So the tokens are these little points that you're using from your pools. When you wish to make a roll, when I ask you to do something,
Okay.
you'll roll a d6. So I will set a task difficulty between 1 and 8, and you will roll that number or better on this d6.
Okay.
Obviously, if I'm choosing a 7 or 8, it's something that's super, super hard. You can't even do it with that. But what you can do is, if you really want to succeed, is you can try harder. So you spend a point out of one of those pools. So if I say this is a tough task and you're going to try harder, you would spend a tough point, which I guess the camera's not really seeing.
So I could
but you would
throw
spend
that
a tough
in
point,
there.
and then that reduces that difficulty by 1. So
and
if
you
I-
use that kind of story component to be like, well, I'm going to use my muscles to really try to jump really hard.
right.
And that's,
So
that's
why is the tough making it better?
right.
Yep, exactly. The awesome stat is really cool because awesome you use, so the main 3 pools are tough, fast, and smart, but awesome is what you use to help other people.
Okay.
So you can't spend an awesome point on yourself, but you can help somebody
So
else.
you can be awesome to others.
To others.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
so when you talk about little kids feeling vested, sometimes they can't figure out how to talk about things through, but
Yeah.
they can always be awesome and help out. And then like the older kids are actually acknowledging that they're contributing,
I
which
like it.
Right.
is a huge deal in my
So-
family, at least.
So you can run your character completely off that card if you wanted to.
Okay.
But characters can also be made more complex by adding additional abilities that they have. And then on top of that, every character gets a companion. So here we have
Tiny T-Rex.
and so we have here's a pretty pony, a flying octopus, a
Dust
dust
bunny?
bunny was one of my very favorites. It could be a fast car. We've got a clumsy ghost. There's a whole huge selection of it, and they're all very whimsical. And these are all companions, which also bring along a special ability that the character can use.
Yep.
And your companion can help you. Your companions have secrets. They can contribute to the game, and you control that companion. And then on top of that, we have what are known as ciphers. And ciphers is a little secret that only your companion knows, and it gives you a special ability that's
Could show that off there.
Yep.
Starshine.
That's sort of a one-use only special ability. And when you use it later on, you can feed your companion a treat, and it recharges that ability. And that keeps characters fresh, because then your players always have something different than what's static on their character sheet that they
Correct.
can do.
What you're saying, though, is that I could have a glow-in-the-dark Tiny T-Rex.
You could have a glow-in-the-dark
Yes,
tiny T-Rex.
you
That is
can.
correct.
That makes me happy.
Right.
Yes.
So do you guys want to
It's
play just
amazing.
a really quick little bit?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's try it.
Okay, cool. So I've got some things here. I'm just going to, let me see how I can do this here. I will show you guys and the camera as we go through it. So No Thank You Evil is a role-play game, and like any other role-playing game, you can play it from the start to finish, and your game can be 4 hours long or 1 hour long, or you can run campaigns for weeks or years.
Right.
But most scenarios will take about an hour because we designed them to be very kid-compatible. So anyway, you are asleep in your bedroom when you've been awakened by your companion with a message from Woodland, the Bee Queen. And here's the message. I don't know if you'll really be able to see that, but so Woodland lives in an area called Into the Closet, which is a part of Storia. So here you have this map of Storia.
There we go.
Yeah. So it's a part of Storia. So Woodland lives in Into the Closet, which is the fairy tale area. So that's where you get dragons, witches, talking frogs. Other areas include Out of the Window, which is action and exploration. Behind the Bookshelf, which is sort of more literary stuff, knights and dinosaurs. And Under the Bed, which is where the spooky stuff happens.
Okay.
So Woodland tells you that Dragonsnot Falls was once a real dragon, but long ago was turned into red stone. And the recent rumors say there are witches inside trying to find its stone heart for some secret nefarious purpose. She gives you each a piece of honey candy, and I might have missed a little bit here. So, no, I've skipped. That's what I've done. I've skipped ahead.
Aha.
Here we go. There we are. You and your companion delve into your bedroom closet and emerge in Storia, where you meet your friends who will all receive that same message. So the two of you meet up with your companions.
Hi, friend.
And within a
Hey.
few moments, Woodland's Bee-mobile appears. And that's what we saw there.
So basically, and you like introduce yourselves, and you're like, "Hey, what's going on? We got this message. You get this message?"
It
It's
takes
the Bee
place.
Queen.
It takes the place
Yeah.
of the standard RPG. You're
Yeah.
in a tavern.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yep.
You walk into your closet,
Yeah.
So, so you climb aboard the Bee-mobile and join Woodland, and they serve you some bees serve mugs filled with sweet honey drinks, and she tells you about her friend Niffle. So Niffle, she says, went walking near Dragonsnot Falls 2 days ago. He likes to hike and look for shiny things. He hasn't come back, but I've heard rumors that witches have moved to the area. Will you help me find him? She
And
tells you
she's
that
really
Niffle
worried
is
about
smart
Niffle.
and funny. He sings to himself when he's scared, and he looks scary, but is really very nice.
I feel like he's a real sweetheart, though. I think we should hehelp him.
he
People-
sings to himself
Yeah,
when he's
he's-
scared.
Yeah.
So as I had read ahead, so Dragonsnot Falls, there's Dragonsnot Falls. So it was once a real dragon. Witches have moved into the area. She gives you some candy. That will recall the Bee-mobile to come pick you up. But don't lose it, because if somebody else finds it, enemies of the hive could come and attack us. And so with that, the Bee-mobile drops you off. You disembark and see Dragonsnot Falls on the other side of a deep gorge. Now, I know that our time is limited, so we'll go really, really quickly here.
Okay.
But so you see, as we see here, you see the gorge. There's a rickety wooden bridge over here, like a rope bridge with boards that looks pretty suspect, and this bizarre item here with some buttons on it, flashing lights. On the other side, Dragonsnot Falls, the aptly named Dragonsnot Falls. So, what would you like to do?
I mean, I think we need to push the button.
I think we need to go examine it first.
I think we should push the button.
Okay, well, let's
I'm
see.
a robot. I
Your
know-
smarts are 3. You should be able to compute and observe
Does compute.
slightly.
Okay. Well, there
slightly
does,
than
in
that.
fact, seem to be a pattern to the lights,
Okay.
to the flashing buttons.
So what's the pattern? I'm curious
Well,
now.
why don't you make me a smart check?
Ooh,
And so
okay.
this will be a goal 2, and I might keep that goal number secret from you, but I'll let you know it's a goal 2.
Okay.
If you really wanted to make sure you succeeded, you could spend a point out of your smart to reduce that to a 1, but the 2 is pretty
Do
easy.
you have to spend the smart points before you roll?
Typically, yes.
Typically, okay. I'm gonna.
Unless with very small children, in which case you go, I suppose you can.
That is why I hesitated, because I was trying to judge the audience
Gotcha.
here, right? If I
Yeah.
tell 4-year-olds, the answer is no. Okay.
3.
So
I
you
rolled
roll
a
a
three.
3. So you're able to successfully suss out that it's 2 green, 1 yellow, 1 red, 1 green. That's the order of the lights. So
2 green, 1
yellow.
1 red,
1 green.
1 green.
yep.
So I think we should push them in that order.
Oh, there's corresponding color-coded buttons.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
buttons, they're colored buttons that are flashing.
Let's push them in that order.
All right.
Okay.
So you push those buttons, and you know what? I'm going to ask you to make me another roll. This one is also going to be a goal 2, and this is a fast roll. In fact, I think I'm going to have both of you make it. Why don't you start?
I have 3 fasts, so I'm going to spend at least 1 fast point.
Okay, and we didn't give you your token,
Oh,
so
I rolled a 2.
So you made it.
so you
barely.
made it.
And-
what's your-
Just fast enough.
too tough.
So
too
I'm going to
smart.
spend one of my fast points.
Let's see what you roll though, Julie.
I'm a ninja named John Cena,
No one sees you.
but they just hear this music. It's crazy.
Yeah. A 2.
Ooh.
Two,
I got
all
a
right.
2.
So you guys both managed. So what happens is this device, a jet of water squirts out of it, literally like a fire hydrant, just super powerful. Unfortunately, you guys both are able to sort of jump out of the way without getting knocked down or, heaven forbid, off
Or
the
wet.
edge of the gorge or anything like that. Maybe a little bit wet, but not
Okay.
too bad. And out of the water appears this guy here.
He's I like his outfit. Oh, there we go.
There he is.
Yeah,
Looks like
that
Peter.
He
little
is
guy right there.
styling.
Looks like
He
Peter.
is
a little
styling. And he said he looks around and so he sort of appears and he kind of does this a little bit and he looks around. He sees it right. He's looking right at the two of you, but he kind of looks like past you, like he's looking for more people or something like that.
bit. Yeah.
And he says, he seems puzzled. He says, "I am Mr. Oddswallow. Who summoned me here?"
Hey, John Cena.
But I
nice
thought he
to meet
couldn't
you.
see you.
And then
He does,
Who?
yeah. You know,
Oh,
he sort of
there,
he like
okay.
who's oh there, boy, you're a sneaky one. And so he says, "All right, well, all right, come on up." And he steps forward toward you,
yeah,
and you step forward to him.
yeah.
Okay, so he comes up and he leans down and he puts his ear against your stomach, and he goes,
Awkward.
What are you
Uh-uh.
telling him?
Okay, so why don't you make
John
me?
Cena.
Why don't you go ahead and make me a smarts roll?
A smarts roll. Well, I'm actually also pretty smart.
You're a smart ninja.
And this is a tough one.
This is a challenging
It's a
one.
fairly tough one.
All right, I'll also spend a smart
Okay.
point.
A
2.
1. Oh, you've got nothing. So he's in there. No, that's pretty murky. Did you eat?
I had a little bit of oatmeal.
You should eat before calling me up. How about you?
I had breakfast.
All right. Come on.
What am I rolling for?
Leans in toward your stomach again, and go ahead and
You might
so
wanna
it's gonna be a
spend some
smart
smarts.
roll.
I'm gonna spend 2 of my smarts.
You can only
here.
spend 1.
You can only spend 1. I'm gonna
Yep.
spend 1
but
of my
you
smarts
could have
here.
somebody help you.
If only someone was awesome.
There you
we
go.
go.
All right, so that's going to make it
I'm
2.
awesome because I'm John Cena.
I rolled a
Excellent.
5.
All right. So now he's, oh yes, much better. No. Okay. I see a crab. No, it's a slug. No, it's some kind of creature, but it's wearing a striped shirt. He has 4 eyeballs and he's singing. But don't follow the
Sniffler.
song. That's the wrong way.
Oh.
And then he sort of straightens up and he says, "Wow, that might be the oddest fortune I've ever told."
He's a fortune teller then.
But only if you can listen to your stomach gurgles.
That makes sense.
Total
So he
sense.
looks back at you and says, "Next time, make sure you eat lunch first."
There was a convention. I had to be here. Sorry.
So with that, he disappears into a splash of water, leaving behind a puddle.
Okay.
Yep.
So we need to not follow the music?
The music,
sound?
yes.
Okay. So we will find which way the music's coming from and not go that way, right?
Yes. Correct.
Go away from the music. It's like a
Go away.
siren song, right?
Yes.
There we go.
All right. So we're going across the bridge.
The bridge was suspect, I believe, right?
I think
It
we
looks
still have to get.
pretty rickety.
we should go one at a time. You should go first.
All right. I'm going across the bridge.
Okay. Why don't you make me a full fast roll? Fast.
Oh, God.
One.
Okay, so you make it about halfway across, and it's kind of swaying, and these boards are creaking, and there's gaps and stuff. And one of the boards cracks and splits, and your foot goes through it, and you're going to take 1 point of damage from your tough pool.
Okay.
Other than that, you make it across.
Okay. So I guess I'll follow suit now, and
Okay.
I'm gonna try to avoid that.
You guys can each have your own die. You know, we actually give the
Ooh,
set
that-
comes with a die for each kid, so that kids are not arguing over them. Nice big dice with big numbers that kids like.
Give me the red.
So you're supposed to not fight over them. Remember, one die for each kid, so there's no fighting.
Oh man.
This is I just noticed this is the maximum result. This is what they call a wild success, and with a wild success, that's basically the equivalent of a 6.
Oh, I thought it was
Typically-
like a failure. It's
No.
no evil.
It's-
No evil.
So
All
we'll come back to
good.
that in a second. But the great thing about a wild success is that typically it unlocks that puzzle for good. So if you were exploring an old house and the doors were locked, maybe you didn't just open a door, you managed to find the trick that opens all the doors.
Ooh.
Or if she had rolled a wild success on the bridge, maybe she could say, I see all the weak spots and you don't have to roll to cross it.
Oh, why
So it
didn't you
gives-
do that, Julie?
I don't know.
You should have rolled better.
Clearly, I roll well for monsters.
Okay.
That's my thing.
And so the other thing about the wild success, or about the no thank you evil symbol and the name of the sake of the game, is that when you've got, you might play adventures that are a little less whimsical than this, or maybe a little more intense.
Yeah.
Once per game, any player can say no thank you evil, and that is a cue, and you get this mostly out of the younger kids if you're going to go into the closet or something like that, but that's a cue to the GM, the guide as we say in this game, to withdraw that thing. So the scary monster, the kid finds it a little too intense, they say no thank you evil, off comes the mask and it's just a guy in a costume or something like that. Use
That's
a way
cute.
it's a cue for the kids to dial the game back a little bit if it's getting to be too
I
much.
like
Yep.
that. That's really neat.
I legit have played hours and hours, like a campaign where my sister's like, we have dinner reservations, and and I'm like, yeah, we can just order pizza. It's cool. We can, like, it's a big hit. But also, I like playing it just like sometimes I play a lot of RPGs, and when you're playing a lot of them and you just want something fast, this is perfect and silly and ridiculous and fun.
Sometimes you don't want a real heavy
Yeah.
RPG, and
Right.
then this is just so cute. Everything that we went over right now, it's just a really adorable. Even like the artwork here, this character, this looks like a refrigerator drawing that a kid would make. I like it so much.
Yeah,
It's
and here
awesome.
are like some of the various creatures that people might encounter. They're all very whimsical and not super intense.
And something else that I don't think we got to see, but of the characters, you have a variety. So it can be a princess or a prince,
Right.
and there's lots of different choices. So there's
Right,
doubles of
every
everything.
character
So that
type has 2 cards with the different genders.
so that
gender.
if you're a girl and you want to be a police officer, you can still, it's not that
It's
you're picking.
inclusive.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
inclusive.
Absolutely.
All right, very cool. So, anything else you want to say about No Thank You Evil?
That's about it.
Very cool. So, where can we find No Thank You Evil?
You can find it at MonicoGames.com at our store, but you can find it at pretty much any game store that sells games. And it is a role-playing game, and role-playing gamers always recognize it for what it is. It doesn't actually say that on the box, so it doesn't scare the muggles. So which means you can even find it in places that only sell board games. Often only find it
Very
in
cool.
board game stores.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Charles. Really do appreciate
Thanks
you
for having
coming
me.
on. And thank you, everyone that's watching at home. Stay tuned for more coverage from PAX Unplugged, Day 2 of the con. But for now, signing off, I'm Matt.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Charles.
See you later, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.